What is going on, guys? It's your boy Impel here, and we are coming at you live with the ultimate infinity pistol guide with Fl4k. Now, in this guide, I'll be showing you all my gear, my skill tree, and a little bit of gameplay. So, starting off with the infinities I have. I have the Ruthless Infinity, and damage is very high. It's base damage, no element, but my fire rate's only a 7.8. I'm really trying to farm for a better one than this one, something anointed, a little more higher rate. I don't know if there's a higher damage, and I also want a fire one. Going on to this one, I do have a radiation build, jeez. A radiation one that gives me a 8.2 fire rate and only 400 damage. So they both have 27% weapon damage. I don't know if that can be more or less, but I have much more farming to do. And moving on to the shields. I have a 17% fire rate when the shield's depleted. So when depleted, you could go pretty crazy ham. Also, I used to like to switch these out depending on the bosses I'm fighting or the mobs I'm fighting to this one here. I farmed this from, it's in Eden by the Anvil, I think, and there's a certain boss you farm. It's called Tactician Bandit of Sitarak, and this gives me 20%, 22% weapon damage when the shield's depleted, 25% extra max health, another 10% max health, and 10% movement speed when my shield is depleted. And when my action skills end, my movement speed is also increased by 5% more. So, this is very good. The only thing I think I want to change with this is instead of the 10% movement speed when depleted, would actually be 10% fire rate when my shield is depleted, so it'll be extra fire rate and weapon damage. I still have to farm for a better one than this, but so far this one's doing its job very well. So I use that shield, that shield. Sometimes I'll use the stop go if I'm taking like a bunch of damage or I'm fighting a boss or anything. But other than that, it's these two shields right here. Moving on to my class mod. Now this was a rare, super awesome find. 13% weapon fire rate and 31% pistol damage. And as you can see, the skill buffs, I do not know if they're specifically tailored to the blue tree, but I will be looking for a red tree bonus somewhere, or maybe even a green tree, maybe a fire rate, more extra fire rate, or playing a stalker or a two fang, something else that would actually like help me out besides these. It doesn't even like buff this one, which I really want, the skill duration. It just helps my pet a little bit. So moving on to the skill tree build. We have a movement speed. Now, okay, I'll show you the ones that you really need. This, after you shoot an enemy, Fl4k gains fierce attack. So I can get an additional. Did they nerf this? Hmm. They put the gun damage to 2% per stack, and that's additional 10 stacks. So that's 20%. I thought it was 4% per stack, but it might have been a different skill. Moving on to increased fire rate. Fire rate base additional 10%. Fire rate after loading another 10%. So that's 20% fire rate. That does some crazy damage. Obviously get the pet, skill because, sometimes you get down and you need a buddy to help you up. Moving on to damage reduction, or if you stand still, aka when you're down, you get increased gun damage and fire rate for additional gun damage for 25% and an extra 12% fire rate. Moving on to this one, just for more damage and a little more movement speed, whenever Fl4k's gun damage, whenever Fl4k's above half health, I gain increased 25% gun damage. I'm also using the Jabber for the movement speed and the critical hit damage. I'm obviously using fadeaway build, so I get the never ends because you have infinity though, so you might as well just keep shooting, shooting, shooting. But I get additional 25% crit damage. Also, I got the every 3 hits, which is pretty fast with the infinity pistol. With this whole build of movement fire rate, is 70% damage per hit. Moving on to the red tree, I have interplanetary stalkers, so when I get a kill, I get 10% damage a stack, and that stacks very well. So you can get, what was that, to 3? Yeah, 3 times. So 30% extra damage right there, and you also get other bonuses depending on who you kill and stuff. Moving on to Hunter's Eye, I just got this because I had to, otherwise I couldn't have got down furthermore. But also this gives you critical hit damage versus humans, armor damage, and damage reduction. So it's a very good skill all around. This one is a needed head count. Whenever I score a critical hit, there's a chance to reduce my action skilled cooldown. And you want to be on fadeaway the most because that's where this build really destroys. Just like most guns destroy with fadeaway, but this really destroys with fadeaway. Going on to two fang, just an extra chance to shoot, you know, an extra bullet. 25%, definitely shoot faster, shoot more bullets with the infinity. Moving on to hunter skills, increase much longer and have a longer duration and more effective. So this is my hunter skill, interplanar stalker, and also my furious attack, which also gives me much more damage. Moving on, I think this is actually glitched right now with this one. It's supposed to be 4%, but you know, Borderlands, it's glitched up a little bit. Increase critical hit damage and less likely to attack me. So every time during fadeaway, you know, additional 15%. More gun damage, of course, 12% right there. Action skill damage, I don't believe this affects the fadeaway in any way. And last but not least, critical hit chance for 20% in any part of their body. Shooting with the infinity pistol, we'll just show you right now. This is not moving. I mean, while moving on the 7 point something fire rate, 7.8. This is with the nuclear one. We'll stand still and fire. As you see, more. And then we'll reload. Stand still and fire. And then we'll reload again and do the fastest fire rate one I have so far. I know there's a faster one than this. But as you can see, look at that. Just bullet rain right there. Alright, and we'll get to a little, get out of my way, fool. Get to a little boss or something here that we can kill. Let's see what we'll do. You know, we'll just test this build out. Obviously, it's not a great boss killing build, but for mobbing, this thing destroys people. Well, Jacob X state. We'll just do a little quick run around. I'm not going to really care about the modifiers because everyone's random every time you teleport and everything. But maybe I should, just for the sake of this video. Hopefully they don't increase my pistol damage or negative, or decrease it. But if they do decrease it, I'm just going to go for it and just do it. Just do the video. YOLO. Sorry about these bad frames, I know. So, let's see what the modifiers are. 20% damage with all guns. Normal bullet damage. 50% less damage from normal bullets. Alright, so, I mean, it's not really anything changed. I mean, you get a little bit more normal gun damage, but you also lose 20%, so that's like 25%. And also, so you're taking about 25% less gun damage from normal bullets, and we will use the normal bullets, actually. Yeah, we'll use the normal one. So we'll just run up on these guys over here. Come on, buddies, where you at? Oh, and a loot goes right off the bat. So as you can see, it does a decent amount of damage. You get a lot more crits, but then you activate your ult. Wow, this is some real bad frames right now. And it sounds terrible. I'm sorry about that, guys. Wow, that sounds so bad. We're just gonna cut that video right there. Screw how it sounds. This build does work. Don't worry, guys. Enjoy. Have a good day.